worse than you think. You can make a payment on your due date and still be late. Now, policies are different from card to card, from bank to bank. But for many companies, before the Credit Card Reform Act went into effect in February of 2010, on-time payments had to be made before 5 Eastern Time on the due date. Now, I'm a deadline kind of guy. I know in my heart of hearts that when I get a statement from anyone, that the due date needs to be the last possible day I make payments and not the target date for me to get the money together. You know, unless the baby's sick or I wake up late or I have a lot of other projects going on that day. Thank goodness for my wife. If it were up to me, I'm afraid I would be late with every payment. So I do truly understand the last-minute payment dilemma. But of all the things that the credit card companies do to us, having a due date is probably not the worst. But setting the arbitrary time of 5 Eastern is a little ridiculous when they all offer nearly 24-hour access to make payments online. So you'll be glad to hear that Congress has come to our aid and ignored the powerful banking lobby and put their foot down to help support the individual tax-paying credit card holder. Now the law of this land has made the due date no earlier than 5 p.m. local time. Oh well, you can't really count on the government to help us after all. It turns out penalties for late payments are absolutely legal and can be dramatic and extreme, but they need not be permanent nor expensive. Most companies will check, if asked, to see if this is a one-time incident, and will usually forgive an automated default if it truly is the one and only time it's happened within the last 12 months. But you absolutely have to ask. In fact, simply inquiring is not enough. My experience has demonstrated that you may need to ask directly, can this rate be returned to the pre-default rate? Often, you have to ask more than once. I always suggest asking the CSR first because they might be able to solve that situation. However, it's more likely that they'll need to kick it up to a supervisor. Now, with Bank of America, and I cannot stress this enough, you must know what department they're transferring you to. If the CSR with Bank of America, and this includes a number of related companies such as FIA Card Services, if they tell you that she's going to transfer you, insist on asking what department. If she says credit department, get off the phone. In an effort to lower the total amount of risk held by B of A, the credit department has been systematically lowering the available credit lines for problem customers who call in to request lower rates. Lowered credit lines give you fewer options, and I hate it when a creditor reduces your options. So the bottom line, yes, it is perfectly legal for a credit card company to raise your rates when a payment is even a few minutes late, but they're required to inform you of the change and to offer you some resolutions that will not cost you an arm and a leg. You can do this. To access our free training videos on how to lower your credit card interest rates, go to IHateMyCreditCardCompany.com.